So how far can you go? This is one of the most common questions I get as a owner of this Nissan Leaf. It's a very tricky question because it depends on so many factors. If you ask Nissan, they say that this car can go 200 kilometers. Yeah, it maybe can. But the problem is that people think that then you can go on the highway and drive 200 kilometers in 120 kilometers per hour. But that is not the case. 200 kilometers is possible to drive if you drive constantly in 30 kilometers per hour, which is never a scenario that is realistic. In this car I have a 24 kilowatt hour battery, and this symbolizes these 12 bars. And as you can see right now, I have 4 bars used and 8 bars left of range. Also, I have this predicted distance that I can drive until I have to charge the battery again. This indicator is varying a lot because it's depending very much on how you drive. One time when I was driving in a city very slowly to a charging point where I had to charge the car, I was driving extremely slowly for maybe 2 kilometers because the nature of the traffic. And park the car, charge it for some hours, return to the car, then this indicator of how long I could drive, or how far I could drive rather, was actually showing 195 kilometers. And wow, I thought, yeah, I could go like this. But if you compare it to driving the car on a highway, and on top of that you're then maybe driving 110 or 120 kilometers per hour, which is the speed that you're allowed to drive in Sweden, the maximum that you can come is like 100 kilometers, or even less if you're using cooling or heating the system in the car. Whether such heavy rain can reduce the range even further. If you add to this that you're often using the fast charging services that is located through the highway network, you very seldom charge more than 80%, which makes the range less. On top of this, you don't want to empty your battery completely because there could be a diversion or there is something else happening that means that you are not will not use the last 10 or 15 kilometers of the battery. Makes it even less, the distance less. So I would say that if you compare all of these things and you want to drive 120 kilometers per hour on the highway, you can calculate of 90, maybe 100 kilometers as a maximum before you need to charge the car again. So the conclusion of this is that speed is draining your battery quickly. Reducing the speed to maybe 80 or 90 kilometers makes your range longer, definitely longer. Then you could drive maybe 130 kilometers or even more on one charge. So this means that you have one more incentive to keep to the speed limit, at least on a long distance trip. One thing that I found out that it was very handy was that putting your next charging stop in the navigator of the car makes it possible to optimize your speed, comparing to how much you have left in your battery and the distance to the charging station. So the overall conclusion of this is that you're using less of Earth resources for your transport need. Not only because of the efficiency of the electric car, also because you are more careful with this energy that you have available in your battery.